Hi everyone. In this short video, we are going to make a fun program with Python, and it's actually our first video in our upcoming series Fun Programming with Python. Usually, programming or coding is generally an interesting thing if we do it with patience, and the primary objective of me creating this series is to show you how fun the coding actually is. And if you are new to programming in general, I hope this series will increase your interest towards programming. As you have seen in the thumbnail, we are going to draw this heart in Python. For this, we are going to use a library called Turtle. It's an inbuilt library in Python, so it will work fine in all IDEs. If you are going to use an online compiler, make sure that the compiler supports Turtle library. If not, I will leave a link to an online compiler with the Turtle support in the description. In my case, for this video, I'm going to use Jupyter Notebook that was built in with Anaconda. Let me open up the Jupyter Lab. In the Jupyter Notebook, I had created a new notebook. As I said earlier, for this we are going to use a graphics function in Python called Turtle. So we are going to import the module Turtle. You can import the Turtle or any library in several ways. For example, you can simply give it as import Turtle or import Turtle as some name of your wish. Otherwise, you can import a specific thing from a library using from Turtle import any member function of your wish. Otherwise, if you need to use all the member functions inside the Turtle library, you can simply give from Turtle import star. It implies that you are going to import everything that's in the Turtle library. In this case, let us simply import Turtle for simplicity. As I said, Jupyter Lab is an interactive cell, so we can execute it line by line. It executed fine, so we can move on to the next line. As I said, Turtle is a library function, or let us create an instance for the Turtle library. So T is equal to turtle dot turtle. It is going to create a instance for the turtle library. It's just like we are creating a object for a class. We are creating an instance for the Turtle library so that we can access the members or call the functions simply by using t dot and followed by the member function. So let us execute it, and it also set up our initial screen. It is the workspace of our Turtle graphics, and we are going to draw in this workspace. Of course, for drawing we need pen, right? So we can define the shape of our wish. As the library is named as turtle, let us give the pen the shape of the turtle. So t dot shape turtle. So it is gonna make our pen in the shape of the turtle. And as I said before, we are going shape is a member function of the Turtle library, and we are accessing it using the object t that we created in the above line. So if we run this, we will get a turtle, and of course our pen had changed it into the shape of the turtle. Before getting into drawing the heart, let's have a look at that heart. It may seem like a complex thing to draw using programming, but let us split this into parts. For simplicity, let us take this point as a starting point. Um, as you can see that from here, we are drawing a straight line towards left side. After that, we are drawing a curve which meets at the center point of the starting point. Following that, we have another curve. After the curve, there comes another straight line that joins it to the initial point. So we can make this complex thing into two lines and two curves. So if we take the first line, it is towards the left side and is inclined some degree towards the left. Let's have a look at the turtle window that we had created. As we can see that this turtle is our pen and is pointing towards the right direction. But we need to draw a line, um, slanting line towards the left side like this. So we need to rotate the turtle towards left side. If we turn the turtle like this, it becomes 90-degree. But if we totally rotate the turtle towards right side, it becomes 180-degree. So for example, let's see in this. So our turtle is now facing in this direction. So if we need to turn the turtle to this direction, so actually in turtle we need to mention the rotation in degrees. So if we rotate like this, it becomes 90-degree, and if we rotate the turtle totally towards the right side like this, it becomes 180-degree. So it should be between 90 and 180. So let's take it as 140-degree. So in order to rotate the turtle, we have a function called left or right, which denotes turning towards left or right. So for this, as usual, we need to use the instance t dot left, and in the parenthesis we need to mention the degree. So we are rotating the turtle 140-degree towards the left side from the current position. So if we run this, as you can see that the turtle has rotated 140-degree and it is facing this direction, which is what we wanted. Next, we are going to draw a straight line from here to this point. So in order, so for drawing the line, our turtle had to move in the forward direction. So for that, we need to give t dot forward, or simply you can give t dot fd, which means forward, followed by number of units that the turtle needed to move. So let's take 113 for example. So t dot fd 113, it says our turtle to move in this direction for 113 units. So let's execute this, and on executing this line of code we can see that our turtle had moved from here to here for 113 units, and we are done with drawing our first line from the initial point here to here. Next, what we need to do is to draw this curve from here to here. So if we look closely, you can see that we are moving forward and also towards the right side, which means for every unit we move towards forward, we also need to rotate the turtle towards the right side. So which means we are done with drawing the line. Next we need to rotate the turtle. For that just like left we will use t dot right, and in the parenthesis we will give the degree, as it's a very small change towards the right side. So let's give t right of 1. After slightly rotating the turtle towards the right side, we need to move in the forward direction t dot fd of 1, which is also a very small change. So what this does is it moves the turtle slightly towards right and move 1 unit. So it will move from this point, example this point, to very small point towards the right side. So in order to get this complete curve, we need to um, make this code, write the same code again and again for hundreds of times. But um, in programming, for this purpose, we will use loops. So in this case, let us use a for loop for I in range of 200. Let's paste that 2 lines here. If you are new to Python programming, what this for loop does is that it will execute this 2 lines of code 200 times. So we will finally end up from here to here by slightly moving in forward and also towards the right direction. Let's execute this. As you can see that the turtle is making the curve, and finally we can see that we had reached here, which I hope so is the midpoint of this. So we also done drawing our second curve from this point to this point. So next what we need to do is to draw the another curve in the same way, but when we look at our turtle, it is facing towards this direction, but we need to draw a curve like this. So we need to rotate the turtle. So let's see, now our turtle is facing this side, but we need to our turtle to move in this direction. So we need to rotate the turtle from this to this, which is in the left side. So we are going to rotate the turtle towards the left side, which is t dot left, which is approximately we had used 140 here, so it will be somewhat around 120. So let's execute this. So now if you see, you can see that the turtle has moved towards the left side, and it's what we needed. After this, we are again going to draw this curve from here to around here. Similar to the previous curve, you can see that we are moving in the forward direction and also towards the right side. So we can simply use the same code we used for the previous code here. So let me copy this and paste this, and if you execute this, you can see that it is making another curve. And yes, it has done drawing this curve. Next thing we need to do, and the final thing, is to draw the line from this point to this point, which is actually a straight line, and our turtle is also pointing in the correct direction. So what we need to do is simply move the turtle in the forward direction. For we had initially used around 113 units. So in order to coincide these points, we can make the turtle move in the forward direction for t dot ft of 112. So we are making the turtle to move in the forward direction for 112 units, which I hope so will make it coincide. So let's run this. So yes, you can see here that the turtle has successfully moved from here to here, and finally we had drawn our heart. But you can see here that it isn't looking the same, right? So we need to give color to this one. So for that we need to use fill function, but before that we need to clear the output of the turtle screen. For that you need to use turtle dot clear screen. And now you can see that the our previous drawings was cleared. Yes, you can see that I had written the same code altogether, but this time I had done a few changes. In our previous executions, you can see here that we had used the same 3 lines of code twice, which is not a good function, and it also increases the lines of code. What I had done is I just simply wrote that 3 lines inside a function called sub. So whenever I needed to execute these 3 lines of code, I can simply call the sub function. So it's same like the previous thing. What I had done is simply used a function for drawing that curve. And as you can see that we need to fill the heart with the red color. For that we need to first define the fill color, which is t dot fill color, which in our case is red. So you can simply give red, or if you need you can give any other color of your wish. After that, in order to fill the color we need to use two functions, that is begin fill, which starts filling the color, and finally after the code we need to write t dot infill. What these 3 lines does is that first we are defining the fill color as red, then we are starting the fill, and after drawing the shape we are ending the fill, and we are done with coloring this thing. As you may have seen in the previous execution that after drawing that shape a turtle was standing around the initial point here, which seems not good. So in order to hide that turtle, which is a pen, we use a function called t.ht, which means hide turtle. So if we execute this, we can see that we are first starting to draw the heart. And yes, we had finally drawn the heart and filled it with the red color, and unlike before we had now hidden the turtle after drawing. And finally the last thing left out is of course writing the name of your wish inside that heart. For that, let's first clear the existing drawing of that heart using turtle.clear screen, which had cleared the drawing. After that, so in order to print the name inside the heart, first let's get the name as an input from the user, which is n is equal to input and a message to the user, which is enter a name. So we had got the name from the user and stored it into the variable n. So in order to print that name in the center of the heart, let me define another function, which is def, let me name it as sub2, and we are going to pass the name as an argument here. which is of course stored in the variable n. So before as we are going to print the name in the middle, we need to set the coordinates of xy position. But before setting the coordinates, we need to use the function t dot up. Then we can set the coordinates using the function c dot set pass, which means set position. By trial and error, I found that the middle coordinate was around -68, 95. After setting the coordinates, just we need to use the function t dot down. So finally we need to print the name using the function t dot right, and for this the first argument is the string, which is the name, followed by the font arguments. Font is equal to, first one is font style. Let me give it as Batana. You can use Arial, Roman, etc., followed by the size of the font, and finally bold, italic, normal and stuff. Let me give it as bold. So finally we are done. Let us execute this. Before that, let's make sure to clear the before drawings using turtle.clearScreen. And if we execute this, it is asking for a name. For this, let's give it as test. And yes, it has successfully drawn the art, filled it with the color, and finally printed the name inside it. But as you can see that the color is black, but if you need to change the color, you can simply define the color here by using t dot color followed by the color of your wish, green. So finally, if you execute this, you will
what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that